New Year all. Hope you're well. Hope your December cycling went significantly better than mine. Twice I got out over December. Twice. Gutted. I'm not going to get into too much why that was the case in this video. I've got plenty of other stuff to get through today, and like I say, it's a short ride and not a lot of time to get through it. So having done so little in December led me to reflecting a little bit on last year generally. And although, look, clearly 2020 a horrendous year for everyone, but thinking back on it, I think actually my cycling in 2020 pretty good. I mean, sure, missed out on a few longer trips. Obviously there's a whole bunch of events cancelled, but 11,500 k with almost zero commuting tells me I still got out on the bike quite a bit, eh? What I do feel suffered last year though was kind of cycling as part of a whole lifestyle. I'm kind of in danger here of sounding really pretentious, right? But cycling to me was, you know, long rides, short rides, solo rides, social rides, popping down the shops, commuting for 5 days a week. And I feel that sort of general thing of all types of cycling disappeared for me last year. The associated sort of healthy lifestyle that goes with that, I feel really suffered because I was working from home. I think I had a lot to answer for. For me, the half-hour each way that I commute has always been a way to sort of wake up in the morning and wind down at the end of the day. And I lost that. And I think that took a bigger toll on my demeanour than maybe I kind of realised at the time. Winding down at the end of the day stopped being that half an hour ride and started being a couple of cans of beer. And that has, I think, more knock-on effects on your mood and physical knock-on effects. Adding to that, that I actually found it really difficult to not snack whilst working from home. I could be super disciplined at work really easily. When I'm at home, just constantly picking at stuff because it's there. Now all this has added up to, in the last year, me gaining weight. Believe it or not, since March 1st, 2020, I've actually gained 18.5 pounds. 18.5 pounds. It's insane. Brings me up to just shy of 190, which is like the heaviest I've ever been. So the heaviest I've ever been at the end of a year where I've actually done some pretty big distance, which then just goes to show you, you just can't outride a shitty diet. About this, it's all very well reflecting on it, but if you're noticing some shortcomings and not doing anything about it, then what's the point, eh? So normally at this time of the year as well, thinking about what my goals and targets might be, but this year I don't know, I'm feeling a little confused, maybe, shall we say, about what those might be. I normally want to set myself some targets that are challenging but clearly doable. I've just got no idea what that means right now. I mean, next week we could be on a full nationwide lockdown with exercise limits, for instance. We just don't know what's going on. So I think that setting goals and targets in the way I always have done in the past is potentially just a little bit pointless this year. So what I am going to be looking to do this year is really just regain the healthy lifestyle that I had, or the more healthy lifestyle that I had pre-COVID. So there's several aspects to this. One is about just trying to ride 5-6 days a week. And it doesn't matter how short that ride is. Getting a bit of daily exercise rather than, you know, smashing out at 200 and then not riding for another week. I think a bit more daily exercise would be a much better way to go with that. Another one is calorie intake. I think generally for me, what that's at least going to start off with is 3 meals a day with no snacking in between, and drinking shed loads less beer. Beer's been a real issue this last year, and you know, I've probably spent a lot more money than I normally would on it. And alcohol's not good for your demeanour, it really isn't. I think I was using it a bit too much as a crutch. Anyway, so the exercise and the food, I think, will make a real big difference then to my weight. So goal weight is 170 pounds, which is my quote unquote normal weight. So I'm going to be looking to do that probably in the next 3 to 4 months. I mean, £1 a week would be a reasonable target. That's 18 pounds, 18 weeks. What's that? 4, 8, 16, 4 months, 5 months ish, 4.5 months. Got there in the end. I think I could probably do that in 4, as long as I'm disciplined and as long as I approach it correctly. Another thing in my mind for this year is to do more off-road riding. Regular viewers would know that seldom does a DIY for me pass without there being at least one bit of off-road in it, but I'm feeling like that wasn't quite enough, and I want to get back to doing a little bit more mountain biking. I'm kind of thinking that if I can at least start off with aiming to do 2 to 3 off-road rides a month, that'll be a nice introduction back to it for me. I'm kind of interested to know actually where I am skills wise. I felt pretty comfortable on this bike off-road. I mean, there was a few times last year I did take it out on and do a proper off-road ride with it, and it felt great. So I'm hoping actually I'm going to jump back on the mountain bike and, you know, feel really good again on it, and the skills haven't deserted me. There's only one way to find out though, eh? So fairly modest goals for 2021, at least for the first 6 months anyway. But I'm interested to hear how other people are approaching this. Have you got goals? Are you taking a understandably conservative approach to goals this year like me? Leave some comments down below. I'm really genuinely interested to know how people are approaching this year that might be different to previous years. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this short one, and I'll catch you again soon.